Hello, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for you. How art thou? How art thou? So, I'm going to be seeing a friend today, which I'm obviously excited about. It's always nice to see a friend. Um, Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping, I'll get some people joining and engaging with me. That's kind of the whole point of these live streams, to get some fan interaction. You know, that's always the point. That's always the point. Whew. So, I mean, I know my social media doesn't create this impression of me as being likable, especially when I accuse my parents of heinous things. Um, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my fan base doesn't like me and nobody likes me. I guess I need to try to be more conscious of how I'm coming across. Um, you know, because I want to be likable, or I want people to like me. I think, or do I want people to like me? I guess so. Yeah, and I think everybody ultimately wants to be liked. I mean, then again, maybe that's not true. Maybe there's some people that don't want to be liked, but I think I want to be liked. You know what I mean? Oh, somebody liked like literally, coincidentally, somebody liked my live stream as I was talking about being liked. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Peter says, "Hey man, happy birthday." Hey, how you doing? My birthday is actually July 25th, but thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully I get the surprise of my life, a big multi-million-dollar Hollywood contract on my birthday. And they say it's time for superstardom. It's time to make. Peter says, probably not. Somebody says, what are your plans for your birthday? I think my mother's going to get me a sheet cake from the supermarket. She's going to get me a chocolate cake with pudding filling, chocolate whipped cream, around the cake. It's pretty good, pretty yummy. I definitely like the sheet cake from the supermarket. Also, we'd probably go out to eat. We'd probably get some sort of food. I mean, it's typically what I do on my birthday, and I probably get money. Hopefully, I have some friends who surprise me, even if I don't get the big budget Hollywood like gift of my life. Hopefully, I have some friends who reach out to me and say happy birthday. But then again, I often forget when my friends' birthdays are, and I don't reach out to them. So, why should I expect somebody to wish me a happy birthday when I forget when my friends' birthdays are? You know, you know, a happy birthday wish is often reciprocated. You remember when somebody's birthday is, they remember when your birthday is. I mean, when it comes to men, when you reach a certain age, are you supposed to remember your friends' birthdays and get gifts for them? It sounds very childlike. I don't really know. Peter says he hasn't had a birthday in 20 plus years. Yeah, I know. Like, I had this friend, I considered him close, I considered him a buddy, and I always wanted to remember his birthday. But I don't know. I don't know. I forget when his birthday is. I don't have a fucking clue when it is. And it could be today, and it could just be passing, and I just don't know. And it doesn't mean I don't like him. It just means I have no clue when his birthday is. Somebody says, "Who cares about birthdays when you're past the age of 12?" Honestly, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, it's a special day, obviously, but yeah, it's very. I think it's like middle school and high school things to wish people happy birthdays. And if you have your birthday listed on Facebook, I'll give you the old happy birthday. It's your birthday today. Hope make it a great day. I know my father has his birthday listed erroneously on Facebook, and he gets a lot of happy birthdays on July 4th, when his birthday is actually September 22nd or 23rd. I don't even know my father's birthday. That's pretty weird. It's because my grandfather's birthday was either September 22nd or 23rd, and my father's birthday was either September 22nd or 23rd. So I get it confused. My father's birthday is September 22nd, but he has his birthday listed on all the websites as July 4th, and people just assume his birthday is July 4th when it's not. Giant Big Letter says birthdays don't matter. All right, fair enough. I mean, if you have a romantic partner or girlfriend, it's good to remember her birthday, because if you forget her birthday, you're obviously going to be in some hot water with your romantic partner. But if it's just somebody, I guess just who cares, right? So he says, yeah, his wife's birthday is coming up. Yeah, you got to remember your wife or your girlfriend or your romantic partner's birthday, because if you forget that, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Somebody says, do you think you'll get through your birthday without a blow up? I think so. Believe it or not, I'm getting along with my parents better lately. I don't know why. I don't know what the story is. For the longest time, I was protesting. Admit I was pharmacologically abused. Admit you had nefarious. And I'm just coming to accept it now, and I'm starting to move on. And I guess the wounds of, maybe I'm getting less trauma. I don't know. I don't know what the story is. Maybe it's because I'm going to therapy again. I got a social worker. I got some friends. And I'm getting happier. I don't know why I'm starting to heal, but I'm starting to heal, and that's a good thing, because I was pretty sick for a while there. I was pretty sick for a while there. So I think the fact that I'm starting to heal is a good thing. I'm starting to make a little bit of a mental health recovery. I wouldn't say I'm completely healed, but I'm starting the healing process. The oracle says you have some distractions in your life rather than being alone in your head all day, every day. Yeah, I remember a psychiatrist many years ago said socialization was, in fact, the key to recovery. Getting out there, getting independent, socializing. That's what you need. You need to, get out there and get off social media. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's correct. You got to be out of your head, and you got to be in the real world. To quote Gary Burr, love is out there, but you got to go get it. And I have gotten it. Maybe not romantic love, but I've gotten some friends. I've gotten some independents. I've gotten some social workers. You got to go out there and get life, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it lately. I deserve a pat on the back and some applause for the progress I've made over the past few weeks. I might be starting the pros program soon. Yeah. La 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 la. So he says, maybe you'll even become friends with Dale now. That would be good. Obviously, I live with him, and he's married to my mother. Coexisting and getting along with Dale and having a loving relationship with Dale. I mean, it's better to have a loving relationship with somebody than have hate and animosity with somebody. It's better to, give and reciprocate love. I think you know, holding on to hate, and it's just a bad thing. It's just a bad thing, you know. I think it's good to give off love, receive love, you know, and that kind of thing. You know, especially when you live with the person, you know. I mean, being in an environment where you hate your parent or step parent makes your living situation miserable, basically. So I think forgiving my parents for what they may or may not have done, and loving my parents is so paramount, so paramount. Somebody asks, did you ever have a stepmom? My father used to keep his romantic partners, assuming he even had any, private from me. He didn't share with me his girlfriends. So I don't think I ever had a stepmom. I don't know what my father's personal life was like. He kept it secret from me. My father, I know a lot of people see him on camera with me, and they assume, but for a while he was very absentee from my life. He was very not present in my life. He was very just not here, especially from, I don't know, like 2005 to 2011. I mean, he just wasn't in my life. And he came back around, and I don't know, as he got older, and they say, obviously he's being who you needed him to be then, now, but I'm not who I was then, you know? Although my father is being who I needed him to be, back in 2005, I'm not the 18-year-old child that I was in 2005 either. So, somebody's like, "Oh, you're a 37-year-old man child that behaves like an 18-year-old." I'm like, but I have grown in so many ways too. I don't hate my father. I mean, I love my father. He's an interesting guy. That doesn't change the fact that he was very absentee for a long time. Uh, he just wasn't present in my life. It's just the fact. And I was running all day long, and nobody was intervening, and you know, it is what it is. But ultimately, it was my choice to exercise to the extent I was exercising. Nobody had me at gunpoint saying, "Run, run, 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 run." I was doing it. You know. No, he was absentee to my brother too. He wasn't just absentee to me; he was absentee to my brother too. But my brother is successful, despite you know. Oh, well, I mean, he's got a computer job. He's got you know, he's making good money. He's got the job. He's got the money. Where I'm a disabled adult child with less than $2,000 to my name at 37, soon to be 38 years old. So, somebody says you never take any accountability. Yeah, sure I do. I mean, it was my choice to run. Um, it was certainly my choice to run. Nobody had me at gunpoint and forced me to do that. All right, I'm gonna block Dave then. I mean, he's just. Um, Somebody says, "Are you jealous of your brother, or you're happy for him?" No, I'm happy for my brother. I mean, he had the same chaotic parents that I had, and I'm happy for his success. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't want a relationship with me. I don't know if the story is, you know, he's He thinks that my social media content is going to screw up his career in life, or why he doesn't want a relationship with me, or maybe he's scared that I'm schizoaffective, or I don't know. Or I even suspect maybe the whole HIV scare. He might be scared that the HIV is going to get on him and contaminate him. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you don't know my brother. That might be the real possibility why he hasn't had a relationship with me since 2021. I mean, that really might be it. You know, so but I think it's probably more my social media content. He's afraid it's going to screw up his career in life. I think that's part of the reason. I'm not jealous of him. I think he deserves success. I mean, he worked for it. He got his degree. I mean, he got his career. So, um, all right, guys. I'm seeing a friend today, which is going to be pretty fun. So I'm excited for that. Um, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Oh, we got Binike. Um, what's going on, Binike? What is your age, gender, location, and name? I know. I mean, you got people like Dave who say, "Oh, Andrew harasses the old folks," who I just blocked, by the way. That's not really true. I mean, he can believe what he wants to, but my parents are the abusive ones to me, and you just see my sensationalistic tantrums on social media. My mother and stepfather are the covert narcissists. It's just I don't want to get into this, but they're not innocent victims, despite what some people may think. Yeah, I mean, apparently Dave would. He was getting on my nerves today, so I blocked him. Maybe I'll unblock him in a week or two. Realistically, if somebody is getting on your nerves, block them. And I don't know anybody an explanation as to it's my channel. I can block whoever I want. So, if they're getting me down, if they're criticizing me, well, frankly, just block them. Uh, you know, I'm all right, David's gone again. I mean, just leave. I don't know who this Dave is and why he wants to, portray me a certain way as this, monstrous person, and why he has like so many burner accounts just to come in here and, fucking harass me. But leave me alone. Some Binicky says, "Hey Andrew, yes, what's going on, Binicky?" I am exercising. I got myself in some pretty good shape. Anybody want to see some sexy photos I took? Bear in mind for these photos, I'm wearing pants, so I look naked. But I assure you, these photos, my you know what um, is very much covered. So don't jump to conclusions with these photos. So somebody says, start working out. I assure you, I'm working out. So I'll show you photos. So this is the first photo. This isn't the greatest photo, but this is the first photo here. It's pretty sexy. It's pretty sexy. The next one. This is pretty sexy too. This one. This is pretty cool. Got real 1960s rocker vibes here. But I assure you guys, I'm completely clothed. I'm wearing the beige shorts. There is no nudity here. And the last one. This is my favorite of the bunch. See, if I was to, and I'm wearing the beige shorts again, there's no nudity. So if I was to make an album cover, this would probably be my album cover. You know, The Fruits of My Body, rock and roll album by Andrew Koloski. The Fruits of My Body. So those are some sexy photos I took the other day. Somebody says, how does it make you? I don't pick on old folks or women. What are you talking about? My parents are abusive to me. My mother and stepfather are abusive to me. They intimidate and bully me. You're gone. It's Dave. I mean, he wants to push this narrative that I'm this monstrous, abusive person to my mother and stepfather, which is just not true. You know, they have the power, they have the control. They're the ones who are abusive to me. They're covert narcissists. You know, they act like angels for the camera. They act like angels in front of, you know, the doctors. They act like angels. But realistic, and you see my tantrums on social media, but realistically, you know, a lot of what I'm doing is performative. A lot of what I'm doing is a temper tantrum and a reaction to their narcissistic abuse. So the fact of the matter is this. They're not these innocent victims. Actually, they're the abusive ones. So believe what you want to. It doesn't really matter. But if you're going to come here and say I'm this abusive person to my mother and stepfather, well, I'm going to keep blocking you. Because it's just not true. Somebody says, you have schizoaffective disorder. Yeah, that's true. I certainly have schizoaffective disorder, and it's debilitating and causing a problem in my life and leading to the hostile dependency with my parents. So I definitely am disabled, dependent on people who view me like I'm the bane of their existence. We definitely, yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying, you know, I don't know. But guys, on that note, I think I'm going to get going here. I appreciate you having watched here. But somebody says, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so maybe you're turning into your parents. Fair enough. I mean, it could be, I mean, I know, you know, the psychopharmacologist described the home as a powder keg, a volatile situation. You know, obviously, hostile. I mean, I can be irritable and cranky. I mean, because I'm dependent, and you know they're irritable and cranky because they have to take care of a soon to be 38-year-old. So it's definitely not nightmarish. Someone says there's plenty you can do. Figure it out. Yes, and as a matter of fact, I got a new social worker. I got a pros program that I'm going to be going to. You know, iBoss says the fact is you sucked since November 2001. What the fuck happened in November 2001? I mean, is that when the dog sin took place? I mean, how do you what happened in November 2001? Oh, he says the dog sin. So that's I mean, you got a lot of specific information. It's like you know the exact date the dog sin took place. It's like you marked it on your calendar. How do you know it took place in November 2001? No, I never told you that. I mean, I know I said it took place in either late 2001 or 2002. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't mark it on my calendar. I mean, I didn't mark it on my calendar. It wasn't like a date, a date that will live in infamy. You know. I mean, I don't really know exactly the date it took place. All right, I'm gonna block iBoss as I probably should have years ago, because this guy says, I mean, this guy's nefarious too. iBoss, you're gonna take the old Owen Hart quick release from the rafters. Bye bye. I'm going on a blocking spree here. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to hit the bricks. I'm going to peace out. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate it if you didn't get nefarious with me. But peace out, guys. Thank you. Thanks for watching.